In this video, I'm going to share with you some things you need to keep in mind when listening to spiritual content creators. Now, this includes myself or anyone else, and the first rule of thumb is always check in with your gut, because if something doesn't resonate, sometimes someone might say 99 things and they're all good, but then one thing comes in and it doesn't resonate. Don't ignore that. If you're new to my channel, in 2014, I attempted to take my life and Archangel Michael appeared. And ever since then, I went on this crazy healing journey working with shamans and energy healers. And I've had, my own visitations from Archangel Michael and Jesus. And I've had out-of-body experiences where I was shown sacred geometry. And I got to see through the eyes of the angels and how they view this place. I got to see that we have guides in lower places and we have guides in higher places. And this is simply because planet Earth is a free will zone. And it's guaranteed that you're going to use your free will to lower your vibration at times. And so there needs to be beings that are an equivalent match to that energy, right? Your guides and angels in higher places don't want to receive that energy you're giving off when you're having a bad day, right? So even with all that said, you need to keep in mind that no spiritual teacher knows everything. There's no one on this planet that's a human that knows everything. The human brain, as much as it can hold storage-wise, if you were to know all of the information of our reality, you'd either die or just fall over, because your brain would have an overload. You wouldn't be able to tolerate it. I was watching this very popular spiritual influencer that I like and respect. Someone was asking him, what happens when you die? And, he gave his answer, and it was like, this is what happens. And it's like, I don't care what you think, it's just like a little tip of the iceberg. There's, let's just say, for sake of argument, 7 billion people on this planet. We can't all say that the afterlife for every single individual soul is going to be exactly the same. Okay, some people get sucked right back into this reality. Some people are going to, get the heck out of this universe and go back home to their other universe that they came from. Some people are going to be going to hell. Some people are going to take a break, and then they're going to be forced to come back and incarnate. You can't say it's going to be the same thing for everyone. Some souls are going to get trapped. There's multiple things are going to happen in the afterlife for different people. There's some people on this planet that are going to be spending some time with me on an African savanna in the afterlife. But the most important thing is to just always check in with your gut. Of all the healers that I've been worked with since 2015, I've never come across someone that, I resonate with 100% of the time. And so if you're on some kind of quest for knowledge, and that's why you're seeking these spiritual teachers, you're seeking wisdom, I went through that, and it became obsessive. In 2013, after I lost my mom, I started researching to figure out what the point of this life was. And in 2014, when Archangel Michael appeared right before I attempted to take my life, and he showed me that was no longer an option, I had a bunch of learning to do, because I knew nothing about Archangel Michael. Yeah, I heard Archangel Michael, like everyone, right? You see some statue, some skinny guy with little piddly wings, which is nothing like what he's like on the other side. It's more like Fabio on steroids. I started downloading 8 hours of YouTube videos onto a playlist, and I was working in a steel shop, so I'd have a headpiece in, and from like 2014 to the end of 2022, would buy a hoodie, a summer hoodie. So in the summertime, it would just be like this spandex hoodie. For close to 10 years, I would listen to 8 hours. I would actually do 8.5 hours, because I would listen to it at lunch too. So I'd have all these spiritual teachers going 8.5 hours, and then I would come home and listen to another 2 when I was doing, my stuff. So I read more books in 1 year than I did my whole entire life combined. I started seeking shamans for information and healing, and I learned many things through them as well. One thing I've learned about a quest for knowledge, if that's what you're finding yourself on, is you're never gonna know everything. And for me personally, I've got to a point where I feel like I've learned so much that I feel like I know nothing. I feel like the smartest thing that a human being could say is, I don't know. Because we don't know shit. We think we know and we form our opinions, but this reality is so much more complex than our brains can even comprehend. So if you're out there listening to spiritual content creators, check in with your gut. And just because someone says one thing out of 100 that doesn't resonate, you don't have to either write off everything they said before, and that also doesn't mean you have to accept the thing that's not resonating, right? You will eventually want to get to a point where you seek a bunch of knowledge from healers, spiritual influencers, and then you want to become your own guru, right? You want to meditate and you want to get your messages sent straight from, your team rather than through the opinions of others. So get to a place where you can heal, become your own guru, talk to Jesus, pray to Jesus. It's always a good idea. That's all I got. Thanks for watching.